Is tech sales still a good career in 2023? I know tech sales was really popping 2-3 years ago, before the pandemic, even after the pandemic, but now there's layoffs. Is it still a good career? Don't worry, we're gonna answer all those questions right now. Oh, what's going on, guys? Danilo Caprick here, aka the best dressed man in tech sales. Do not forget it. And the co-founder of the B2B Syndicate. And in today's video, guys, I'm really excited to talk to you about the question of, is tech sales still a good career to get into in 2023, despite the economic downturn, despite the layoffs and all the other negative stuff that's going on in the world? Don't worry, we're going to answer that right now so you can get these insights. All right, so to generally answer the question, is it still a good time to get into tech sales in 2023? The answer is yes, absolute yes. But why? Why is it still a good time? 3 reasons. Let's dive into those in a little bit more detail. The first thing is, despite what you heard about layoffs, there's still a ton of demand internationally. So whether you're watching this in the United States, whether you're watching this in the UK, whether you're watching this in Kenya, Nigeria, wherever you might be, we got options for you. Okay, let me read off some statistics. Number 1, according to LinkedIn, if we're just talking about the USA, right, for SDR jobs, right, just SDR jobs, there are 36,000 openings. Okay, 36,000 openings for SDR jobs. All right, so lots of demand. If we're talking about account executives in the United States, we got 82,000 roles that are open right now. Come on. So we're talking about over 100,000 open sales positions in the United States. So let's be real, just North America, just United States, a lot of options. All right, tons of demand. But what if you're not in the United States? What if you're in Europe? What if you're in Africa? Don't worry, we got you too. I did some research, all right? LinkedIn says that in EMEA, okay, so that includes Europe and Africa, that there are 2,000 SDR open positions right now. So not as many as the US, but let's be real, 2,000 jobs, that's still not terrible, right? So there's still openings in Europe for SDR jobs. Now, if we look at AE roles in EMEA, we see 5.6 thousand exactly. So in total, that's about 7,600 open sales positions in EMEA, okay, across Europe and Africa. So in total, if we just look at that for a second, we've got about 110,000 in the United States, and then we've got 7,000 across Europe and Africa. You guys do the math, but that's a lot of open roles. So the point I want to drive here is there's still a lot of demand. Point number 2, why is it still a good time to get into tech sales? Because you guys, the salaries are still high, and they're higher than ever. Okay, let me read you off some stats. According to Glassdoor, the average account executive salary is anywhere between $39,000 to $93,000. For another source called salary.com, we see that it says $74K to $140K. That's definitely on the high end, by the way. And then another source called builton.com, which I have used for other things, is saying between $37K to $300K, which again, if you're an enterprise, that's actually realistic. So there we have it, guys. Basically, salaries are still very competitive. And I think if you're coming in with 0 experience, in my actual experience of being hired at different places, I mean, I've done videos on my salary before. You guys can check those out. But I mean, I started back in 2015 at 42K. 2 years later, went up to 96K. And I've been at least at 90K since then. So again, if you want to start at 40K, I think that's totally fair. But within 3 years, you can realistically double that. So salaries are still high. They're not going anywhere that way in a long time. Reason number 3, why is it still a good time to get into tech sales? Well, guess what, guys? Because of the boom of ChatGPT, generative AI, a ton of new software tools being built. And yes, a lot of them maybe don't require salespeople because they're what we call product-led growth. They kind of sell themselves. People sign up and just use the things. But there is still so much innovation going on, still so many startups that are coming alive every single day, especially in the United States. And here's the thing, AI is going to fuel the next surge of startups across the world. And if you look at this, this is already happening, right? It started with the Netflixes and the Ubers of the world that started using AI to do recommendations, find you the fastest, most effective route for your ride. But guess what? that is now getting applied to every industry. And as a result, we're going to see more and more tech companies start to emerge. And you're going to find this out too. Every single company is going to turn into a tech company, because if they don't, they are going to be at a competitive disadvantage to everyone else that leverages technology around them, especially if they're using AI and predictive analytics. So that is the third reason why it's a great time, you guys, to get into tech sales. And I'll also pepper this in too. A lot of people are afraid that AI will take their jobs. A lot of people are afraid of AI in general. Guess what? A great way to stop being afraid of something is to learn about it. So imagine if you could be like, I mean, I work in the AI space, so like I'm gonna say this with being as humble as possible. But if you could be like me, work in this space, learn all about it, and then become an expert, you're future-proofing your career. You're future-proofing your own career against AI. So why not get in the space, learn about it, protect yourself, but then also become an asset to other companies who want to use this stuff to build things in the future. All right, so that's the third reason why it's a great time, and still is a great time, to get into tech sales. So there you have it, guys. Quick recap before we go. The 3 reasons why it's still a great time to get into tech sales is, number 1, there's still a ton of demand. Okay, we talked about over 100,000 jobs worldwide that are just open, sitting, waiting right now for you to apply to. Number 2, we talked about the salaries are still high. We went through some numbers there, but anywhere from 40,000 to 100,000 is very realistic, depending on your experience. And then number 3, the fuel that is going to create the next surge of startups in the United States is AI. And let's be real, with ChatGPT and generative AI, these things are going to be popping up more and more. That means there's going to be more opportunity for people like us to learn about this stuff and get into the field. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 reasons why it's still a great time to get into tech sales in 2023, and probably will still be a good time to get into tech sales for the remaining short-term future. If you got some value from this video today, please hit the subscribe button below. Also, if you're not doing so already, go follow me on LinkedIn. And last but not least, if you are trying to break into tech sales, or maybe you're already in sales, doesn't matter if it's tech or not, and you want to become sharper, smarter, better at your craft, go ahead and use the link in the description below to sign up for our free weekly newsletter, where we are giving out one piece of actionable sales insight that you can apply to become sharper, smarter, better at your craft every single Sunday. All right, with that said, guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you all in the next video. Take it easy now.